game. Voromotors number 102 podcast. We're going to take the walk down to the coffee bean before we sort of officially start. If you're first in the room, give me a sound check. Somebody give me a sound check. I think my mics are working properly. Oh shit, thought I dropped something. Pretty nice out here. It's a little cool in the shade. We're going to walk our way all the way down to the coffee bean, grab ourselves a podcast coffee. The only time I have coffee outside of the morning. I hope everybody's good. If you're the first to enter the room, give me a sound check. Let me know how the sound is. Pretty busy weekend. Had a pretty good Thanksgiving myself. Looking forward to sitting down with you guys for at least an hour and talking about whatever. Sound is good. Thank you, Z Universe. What's up, Sleck? Sound is good. I always appreciate you guys. Z Universe, I don't think I've talked to you too much. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for saying hi. And Sleck never misses a stream. At least you guys get your notifications. Ooh, so much nicer in the sun. This time of year, it's like cool in the shade, but always warm in the sun. And, most of you guys know I'm home. Not fully incapacitated, but I can't really go to. What's up, James? How you doing, Mysterio? I'm not like fully incapacitated. Obviously, I can walk and I can move okay, but I'm not doing deliveries for probably at least another couple months. So I always like to go out to do the stream rather than sit in my apartment. I've actually been, what did I do today? I actually had a pre-operation appointment with my orthopedist, which is pretty interesting. I'll share what he said with you guys. What's up, Dennis? Good to see you, buddy. And then I spent and I had a client. I had a personal training client. I really need to get more personal training clients because that's something I could do no matter what. It's a lot less dangerous than driving for DoorDash. But I still have some clients, so I train my morning, my like 10:30 to 11:30 clients. And then I've been home playing internet poker the rest of the afternoon. Yeah, guys, hope everybody's good. Thanks for getting into the room pretty quick. I will sit down. If you have any questions about anything, happy to talk to you guys and answer it. We can talk about DoorDash, about scooters. What's up? I'm a boss. Be your own boss. I recognize you. How you doing? Says, hey, bro, looks nice and sunny out there. Yeah, I feel for people who live in real winter climate. We're definitely got what's up, neighbor? One of my neighbors. I feel for people who live in winter climate. I guess a lot of people live in it and like it, right? But for me, it's just like I moved to California for warm weather. What's up, JPL Rides? How you doing? I saw you've been doing a lot of streaming recently. Hope that's going good. Hi. No, I'm sorry, but good luck. You wanted a cigarette. Some of these street people are pretty good looking. Should I adopt a woman off the street? No, I'm not going to ever do that. I've already moved women into my apartment after knowing them for like 3 weeks, and that was a mistake. But yeah, JPL, good to see you, buddy. I know you've been streaming. It's raining, Dennis. Where are you at, Dennis? I forgot. JPL says we can ride again in 2026. Fuck yeah. I'm going to make a big comeback. I've actually been doing not going to be like a negative, I'll say negative Nancy. What's the male version of that? I don't know. Whatever it is, I got a lot of shit going on in my life. I'll focus on the positive. That's why in this stream, we're going to sit down. When I sit down, I'm going to tell you what I'm thankful for, and you'll tell me what you're thankful for. It's a little corny, but I mean, it's a legit thing. I think most of us have a lot going for us. It's very easy to take life for granted. Oh, you're in Portland, Oregon? Yeah, I know you guys can have some pretty shitty weather there. Yeah, I'm very thankful for California weather for sure. Here we are, December 28th. I turned 55, by the way, a couple days ago. I think I told you guys before that I was born on Thanksgiving, actual like the Thursday of Thanksgiving, and that night I was born, which was like the 26th, is my birthday. I was born like early in the morning on the 26th after Thanksgiving celebration. And as you guys know, the Thanksgiving always falls on the last Thursday of the month. So this year, my birthday was only one day away from Thanksgiving. I had a real nice Thanksgiving. I'll tell you guys more about it, but I'm lucky to have like some great friends, and it was just fantastic. I have a lot of friends consoling me after my recent breakup from my girlfriend. Still heartbroken. It's going to be a while before I get over that. It was like a punch to the gut. But I'm thankful for all the women that I've had in my life, you know. For when you're like me and you're like a late bloomer, I didn't literally start dating until like my mid-30s. I feel like I would never have a girlfriend. And now I've had a lot of girlfriends, and I feel like every time I have one, I get better at the experience. I feel like I'm become a better partner. And, I'm not too worried about that aspect of my life. I mean, there was a time in my life where I said, man, I have everything I need but a girlfriend. Slick says he's thankful for the live streams. I appreciate it, Slick. I appreciate you being here to listen and talk and participate. But yeah, there was just a time when I never thought I would be able to like understand what it takes to have a girlfriend. I wonder, like, I don't have like the negative aspect of it, but I felt like I was like a sort of a little bit of like an incel. Yeah, the word incel, it kind of there's like a real negative connotation to it because a lot of incels hate women basically, and they generally stereotype girls like way too much. But to me, like the idea of being like involuntarily celibate, like those words, I was like, shit, that's what I felt like until I was like my mid-30s. But now that it's been 20 years of dating, I feel like I never really felt like negative towards women, like a true incel. But I feel like I feel lucky that every girlfriend I've had has taught me what it takes to hold together a relationship and what to do. And I think each girlfriend that I'm with gets a better version of me. But yeah, I'm thankful for everything. She got the boulevard while we're walking. Boom, Hollywood Boulevard. Oh, I've been buying this stuff recently, guys. This stuff is amazing. Like a bunch of bananas for $2. I don't eat avocados. I don't really eat mangoes, but like giant bags of grapes for $2. I've been buying a lot of these blueberries. It's been a very good deal. Yeah, the boulevard looking pretty busy. Again, we're going to Coffee Bean. I'm going to sit down. I'll do the formal introduction to the podcast. Thanks, Dixon. Dixon Sider says, hey, Yogi, hope your arm gets better soon. And sorry about your breakup. Plenty of fish out there. Yeah, that's the thing. There is a lot of people. I think the reason why relationships are hard is both people have to be very like emotionally and spiritually evolved. And most people just simply are not, right? I'm not saying that I am. Always working on it. But most of us are just damaged from our previous experience. I'm hoping to take whatever experiences I have and move forward and do better. Constant improvement. We're going to cross over here. Yeah, you can see Boulevard's pretty busy out here. We're going to the Coffee Bean, which is like right over there. It's always like a good little spot to sit down. But yeah, JPL, I can't wait to ride with you guys again. I'm definitely going to bring back my group ride once I'm back in action. I really miss riding my bikes. Like, obviously it's the Electric Scooter Academy, but I've become really hooked on riding like my Roar Mantis X. And Voromotors has like a lot of other bikes in their lineup. So I anticipate as the future comes, I'll get more bikes. But there is a big. I really do feel like. I really do feel like the bikes are safer than the scooters. The scooters are like a little bit unstable, especially at speed. The tires are so small. I'll never stop riding them. Select has asked me if I can do the streams horizontal. I can, but it's been my experience that YouTube is really actively promoting their vertical streams. They're not really promoting their horizontal streams so much. Like you guys have seen, I've done a lot of streaming like from my home computer, which is a horizontal setup with like the full display and everything. Those always get a lot less views. Well, I'll probably go back to that because these podcasts only get like 300 to 500 total views anyhow. I don't think it really matters how I do it. But I do believe that YouTube is trying to keep up with like TikTok, Instagram, and all these streams are vertical streams, right? Oh no, I hope there's somewhere to, oh my God, this Coffee Bean is fucking packed. Look at this. This fucking green Orange Ranger is standing here. They're taking up all this fucking space. I want to get a coffee, but I feel like it's too fucking busy. Yeah, I'm not going to wait online. I'm just going to put myself right in front of this fucking green Power Ranger and talk loudly. Because, what the fuck are you just leaning against this thing? Hey, sorry, Green Power Ranger. Oh. Hi, guys. Let me load up my my iPad so I can answer your questions easier. I'm streaming off the 5G that is attached to my phone service. They also have really good service here at Coffee Bean, so I can see your comments a little bit easier. Yeah, thanks, guys. Dennis, remind you to hit the like button. I appreciate it. Boulevard's busy. All right, so let's log into Coffee Bean Wi-Fi, which is always pretty powerful. Then I'll do the intro, and we'll get going, right? All right, Coffee Bean Wi-Fi. That way it'll be easier for me to see your questions. All right, boom. We're on Coffee Bean Wi-Fi now. Perfect. Let's see if there we are. Very good, very good. All right, and we are live. The sound is good. Sound looks good. I look ugly as usual. All right. What is happening, fellow pioneers of human transportation? YOGI STEVE. ESA, the Electric Scooter Academy live stream. Another live stream, Voromotors Podcast number 102. You know, these, I always let you know, these are sponsored by Voromotors. It just means that I get paid a little bit of money and still release, you know, pretty much unfiltered information. Melvin, the owner of the company, has always told me that I can say whatever I want, do whatever I want. And, you know, thank you, Voromotors. Let me go over here. This girl gave up his seat. I'm thankful for Melvin, the owner of the company, for sponsoring this, even though my channel is small, even though I'm out of action right now, although I have been posting content, because luckily before the accident, I was kind of accumulating a whole bunch of content, like not really knowing that I was going to be out of action like this. But it's good to have a whole bunch of videos to post. So Voromotors Podcast 102, sponsored by Voromotors. What's up, Old School 82? How are you doing? E85, how are you? Good to see you guys. So let me quickly, I mean, I pretty much know the entire Voromotors lineup, but if you're looking for an electric scooter or an electric bike, many companies have come and gone. You can't buy a Cabo from an American distributor anymore. You can't buy Dualtron from an American distributor anymore. There's no more Mini Motors USA. These companies have basically gone out of business. But Voromotors is still here. Voromotors, I think, is going to be is a permanent fixture on the scene. Almost definitely the biggest electric bike and electric scooter dealer in the country, if not the world. You know, I realize that if you look deeply into social media, you will see some negative reports about Voromotors customer service, getting parts, service, and stuff like that. But this is just the nature of the business. Every single electric scooter dealer out here has problems. It's not an easy business because if you want to get parts from these companies, it's very difficult. So, but I think that the way I describe it is there's no long-term outstanding issues with any Voromotors customers or products. Sometimes it takes a long time to get your problem fixed, whether it be because you have to send your scooter in, which is a terrible way to do things, or that Voro has trouble getting parts. So I just feel like Voromotors is here to stay. I think Melvin is a good guy, super loyal to me. I'm super loyal to the company. I've sold a lot of scooters to this company over the last few years, and I'm very thankful for them. So it looks like Voromotors is having a Black Friday sale. Actually, let me look this up really quick. Okay. Well, it's interesting, just to be honest. Most of these prices are the prices that they've had on these vehicles for a while anyhow. Most of the scooter businesses, I agree with the E85. The parts come from China, and Dennis says not enough scooter repair shops. That is absolutely the truth. The way most of these scooter companies do their advertising is it's always on sale. So now these Black Friday sales, they're kind of just similar to the sales that have always been run, but let's see if there's anything that really sticks out. So you can get eMove Roadrunner Pro, which I didn't even know was still available for sale. They have a modified frame, $28.95 instead of $30.95. eMove Cruiser V2, $13.99. That's for the single motor version. I recommend you get the dual motor version. Actually, I think one of the best deals that they have on sale right now, I can't even believe this. They have the InMotion RS Midnight for $26.99. This is an unbelievable fucking deal. I mean, to me, this is like and it's also the 2.0, so it has the improved motor cable wires and the improved app. But $26.99 for this. That is oh no, wait, I think that's for the light actually. Okay, so it's not that cheap. It's normally $4,000 for the InMotion RS 2.0. But now it's $31.95, which I still think is a great deal. Like, you couldn't get a scooter like this for under $4,000 for years. The Alta Sigma on sale, a couple $100 off at $58.99. eMove Roadrunner V3, a very cool little fun scooter, $14.95. Strangely enough, one of the only scooters that's not on sale, the Huga Daytona. I think that scooter's doing pretty good. Tevrun's on sale. Oh no, the InMotion, the RS Jet, not on sale, but still $22.99. I had mine for a while. I made a lot of videos on it. I liked it a lot. You can get the Roar Mantis Mini for $25.99. Very cool. Roar Mantis X, the real big one, for $43.99. You can get the smaller one, which is the one that I have. It's not small at all. The Roar Mantis X 72 volt for $30.99. This is a good deal. $3,100. This is a very good deal, actually. Whoa, holy cow, this is crazy. Am I reading this right? The Tevrun Fighter Supreme for $28.95 instead of $4,100. Is this fucking right? Wow. This is crazy. This is a serious sale. Okay, not all of these I consider true sale items because, like I said, they're normally advertised with these reduced prices. This is an insane price. $28.95 for the Fighter Ultra, the Fighter Supreme. That is fucking crazy, dude. Wow. That's not for a refurb, right? No. Wow, they have the Tevrun Blade Mini for $11.95, the Tevrun Blade GT for $15.95. So Voro's got a lot of good deals right now. Highly recommend the company. Very, they have just an incredible line of vehicles right now. It's fucking unbelievable. So Voromotors Podcast 102, sponsored by Voromotors. 102 episodes. We've been doing this now for pretty much a year. What do? We do 2 a week, usually Wednesdays and Sundays. What's today? Today's Friday. I'm making up for last Wednesday I didn't make. And so tell me what you're thankful for. Please put it in. Are you going to buy? You're going to buy a 7260 Squid Extreme? It's a cool fucking scooter. Dennis says New York City has the most scooter repair shops. They even have a couple of remote repair vans. That's a good business. I think that people with money would definitely be willing to pay to have somebody come to your place to work on your scooter. That's a really good idea. I wonder if that's like a business. I want to get deeper into the scooter business without just doing sales or YouTube. I've definitely thought about opening a repair shop. But I think the idea of remote repair vans, that is pretty cool. Although you probably do need to carry a tremendous amount of equipment. The difficulty with scooters is you need to have an unbelievable skill set to work on scooters. So tell me what you're thankful for. Put it in the comments. I kind of have a bunch of stuff in my mind. What am I thankful for? First of all, I'm thankful for my friend network. Thank you to everybody who has donated to my GoFundMe to help me get through this shitty time where I'm not really able to work. I'm super thankful for my local real friend network, especially my good friends from college, Dave and John. I remember when I was working with Joey Diaz, he always reminded me, he said, "Yogi Steve, you don't know how lucky you are to have your East Coast college friends out here." 2 guys that I went to college with, my buddy Dave from Jersey, my buddy John from Connecticut. We were roommates I was roommates with Dave for 4 years in college, roommates with John for the last 2 years in college. And we all moved out here almost at the same time. So I'm super, super thankful to have friends for over 30 years. Not many people can say that. You might have friends that you've had for 30 years, but you only see them on social media. I'm lucky I have real life friends. So thank you. I'm thankful for Dave. He had an amazing Thanksgiving dinner. He has the best Thanksgiving dinner ever with all the fixings, super high quality. I want to thank Sam and Mark for driving me, and my 2 new friends of Dave's, who picked me up and drove me both to and from Sherman Oaks for this Thanksgiving dinner. I'm actually going to send those guys a little coffee bean gift certificate. It was very nice of these guys to come and pick me up. It's weird. I go for years without having a car, saying I can take my scooter everywhere, but now that I'm kind of incapacitated, I'm not taking my scooters anywhere. But I'm thankful for that. Had an amazing Thanksgiving last night. A little bit sad because, last couple of years, I always bring my girlfriend to these events. obviously everybody was asking me about her, and I told them, I know my girlfriend's never going to be listening to this, my ex, I guess, at this point, but I have nothing bad to say about her. I just told everybody we have irreconcilable differences, and that I did my best. So, but it was an amazing dinner. Dave's got an amazing home in Sherman Oaks. It's just great. I know not everybody has this, like an unbelievable friend and network. Dennis says that most of the repairs that scooter shops do are tires and brakes. I believe that. Z Universe says, I wonder if we can make a one-arm scooter attachment. I mean, I can put my arms out in front of me. I can still drive. It's just that if anything like dangerous happens, like if I can't afford to crash. So gonna have the surgery December 12th. But anyhow, so what else am I thankful for? I'm thankful for my one remaining dog. Most of you guys know both of my pit bulls died this year. I'm thankful that both of my pit bulls died of old age. One of them I brought to the vet and had him put down, so a peaceful death, still sad. And the other one died right in front of me in my apartment, just slowly stopped breathing, but didn't seem to be in a lot of pain. So that was pretty sad, but I'm thankful that, you hear that? That's it's always when I'm out here, like on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's a big dirt bike ride. Oh, there's actually some guys on dirt bikes, some guys on Surons. Very interesting. Look how busy the boulevard is. Look how crazy it is out there right now. It is packed. I will take us for a walk at the end of this stream. I usually like to sit for 40 minutes. So, like I said on the walk down here, I'm thankful for Voromotors for supporting me, for giving me all these vehicles, for paying me for the podcast. Thank you for Melvin for a giant GoFundMe donation. I forgot to put my GoFundMe in the description of this video, but if you look at any of my recent videos, if you want to donate, you can hit my link up there. I've actually haven't shared my GoFundMe on my Facebook group page yet. I've only been using YouTube. I'm kind of embarrassed. Although I was talking to my friends last night, they're like, don't be embarrassed. Sometimes people need help. So I probably will share my my GoFundMe with my YouTube page, my Facebook group eventually. But I'm thankful for my relationship with Voro. Thankful for the stream. Thankful for you guys that always come in here and talk with me and bullshit with me. Who is that? Mr. D Jan, number one. How you doing? I don't recognize your name, but it's good to see you. I think you're new. I love to see new people in here always, because that means that the algorithm has been promoting the podcast a little bit. That's the difficulty with YouTube. Like, even if you put a lot of work into it, there's no guarantee you'll have success. Most things in life, the more you work on something, the better you'll do. YouTube, it seems to be like a little stagnant. Still very thankful for the group of people that I have here almost always. Complaining about my ex-girlfriend, but I'm thankful, like I was saying on the walk down, I'm thankful for all the women in my life that in the past 20, 25 years that have taught me just a lot about the world and have made it so I don't feel like such a fucking loser. But I'm back to being single again, so those feelings of being a loser can kind of creep in, but I know that's just negative talk. I'm thankful that even though my shoulder is injured, that I still can walk. I've been doing a ton of hiking. I actually, as part of the pre-surgery prep, you need to get a bunch of tests done. E85 says, right there with you, buddy. Oh, you live near Ginger on Wheels? He does your repair select? That's cool. I got to give Ryan a call. I haven't spoken to Ryan for a long time. I got to give Ryan a message. Maybe I should get him on the live stream. I know you guys want to see Ginger on Wheels. I'm going to message him right after this, actually. E85 says, right there with you, buddy. I know it's a very common theme for men, to be like single, and it makes you feel sad and makes you feel like a loser. But it's just not the truth, because there's more to life than having a girlfriend, to having sex. I feel like, if anything, like I've had so much sex in the last 10 to 20 years that I'm okay without it for a period of time. I'm sure that feeling will come and go, though. Eventually I'll start getting horny again. I always say that I'm never lonely. I'm just horny. That's why I need girlfriends. Although going through this time period of being home and isolated so much, I am starting to feel like what loneliness feels like. It fucking sucks. But I'm optimistic that by early February, I'll be back on the road. So we got December surgery, December to January, I have to isolate the arm. January, start rehab. Early mid-February, maybe the latest, early March, I'll be back on the road doing deliveries. I really am thankful for the DoorDash job. I'm thankful for the gig economy in general. I've actually been talking to a lot of Uber drivers. Ever since I've had this accident, I've been taking Ubers to the doctors. Really, that's it. And talking to Uber drivers, like being a rideshare driver, that is a shitty fucking business. You got to pay for gas, you got to pay for insurance, you got wear and tear on your car. So I'm super thankful that I do deliveries on these vehicles where there's no gas, there's no insurance, no registration, and I'm super thankful that the job is just a blessing. It's a great job. I was telling my driver today, we were talking a bunch. He was talking to a guy that the gig economy can be somewhat addicting. And like once you do gig economy, working for yourself, it's hard to just go to a regular job. Because if you have a regular job, you got to stick to the job schedule, right? What's the job schedule? Usually, I can't believe it's getting cold out. The job schedule is usually Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, 9 to 6, 8 to 6, whatever, 8 to 10 hours a day. But it's a routine, and you can't break it. You can't just not go to work without penalty. The great thing about being a DoorDash driver or doing any gig economy job is you don't want to work, you don't work. And if you want to make like more money, you can work more. Like Wilser right now, you guys know William Cervantes, my good local friend Wilser. He's doing No Rest November right now, and he's on track to pull off a $10,000 a month. What's up, Trees? I like that name. How you doing? Squid Extreme 2000 says I clicked on buy. It's still the same price as checkout. What for the InMotion RS? It's not $26.99. That sucks. I mean, if they have it advertised at that price, maybe you send them a message or something. Send them a screenshot of that. They need to fix that shit. But so I'm like addicted to gig economy work. Like I love working when you want. You're not truly like working for yourself when you do DoorDash, but you have a lot of the same elements of it. And really, when you have your own business, there's really like no days off. That's what I always say. My whole life, I always had my own business. And while you can set your own schedule, you really have like no days off. But for DoorDash and doing DoorDash, you can fully take days off. And talking to put my hoodie on, I'm freezing. Talking to drivers, like a lot of Uber drivers or Lyft drivers, I always ask them if they've done any food delivery. A lot of them have tried it. But the problem, if you're in a car, it's like traffic in LA is so bad, and parking is so bad. I mean, if you're doing DoorDash or Uber Eats or Grubhub and you get like one ticket, it'll ruin your whole freaking day. So I'm super thankful for like doing deliveries on these electric vehicles. I mean, it's really like an unbelievable niche. I posted recently something about how I'm one of the only few guys. Oh, it's Randy. Oh, I see your picture now. I like your name. That's funny. Randy, how you doing, buddy? So one thing I'm thankful for, Randy, I hope you're good, is that I'm going to bring back Runyon Canyon Yoga. I know you're excited about that. I hope you will come out there. And when I'm a little more recovered through rehab after the surgery, I will be bringing back a Saturday and maybe a Saturday and Sunday Runyon Canyon Yoga class. Randy, I expect to see you out there. And by the way, Randy, thank you for the unbelievable donation that you left me. Eddie, you put a curse. Hey, Eddie Vargas, how you doing, buddy? You're no longer the LA Courier. You changed your name. Thanks, Randy. I do hope to see you out there for Runyon Canyon. I'm very excited. I feel like I got spoiled. Most of you guys know I have a history of being a yoga teacher, and you'd have to have like kind of seen it to really understand what it was. It was a huge, huge part of my life, and I still call myself YOGI Steve because I always consider myself a yoga teacher. I still teach some private yoga. I still have a couple of students. Oh, that's your other channel, Eddie, but you're comfortable using your regular name on here. That's cool. But Runyon Canyon Yoga kind of is what made me in California. I started this class like in 1998, 1999. Taught it for 20 plus years. I stopped doing it during COVID. I feel like I got a little spoiled, a little bit burnt out with it. Hey, what's up, Trini G from the Caribbean? Never missing a stream. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing, Trini G? Hope you're good. Hope you're staying lifted. The Caribbean must be nice this time of year, right? Is it warm there? But a big part of like who I am was being a yoga teacher, and I had a lot of pride in being a yoga teacher for like regular people, if you want to call that. Like my approach to yoga was very much non-mystical, just about like the physical aspect. Oh, it's warm there in the Caribbean. That sounds fucking awesome, Trini. It's starting to get like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's cold here, but like in the shade, it's starting to get cold. It's also cold at night. So we're definitely entering like winter time. It's coming. It's not really winter, right? It's not really winter till the end of December. We're in spring right now. But I miss teaching yoga. I mean, it was a big part of my personality. I made all my entire friend network is from teaching yoga. Also from teaching yoga, there's a possibility that I get some private students to train. You know, I'm a personal trainer for a long time. I have a small little private gym in my home, in my apartment. It's a very cool little setup. And I can't wait to get back to teaching again. So pretty soon I'll be back there. What's going to happen is I'm going to start promoting the class. Promoting the class means I go up to Runyon Canyon Yoga. I bring a little chair and a sign. It's not like I'm panhandling, but I sit there and let people know. Free yoga class every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I mean, the classes have still been going on all these years. My good friend Daniel has been teaching Monday, Wednesday, Friday all the time that I have not been teaching the past 5 years. As a matter of fact, he's been teaching so long that if you go onto Wikipedia, it'll tell you that Daniel, his name is Daniel Overberger, a good friend of mine, is the founder of Runyon Canyon Yoga, which it's not true. I'm the founder. He's one of the earliest teachers. But since I'm not teaching anymore, I guess somehow Wikipedia got an idea that Daniel's the founder. But Daniel, he's basically one of the founders. And he got screwed many years ago when we were in a big magazine article that he set up, and they used my name and my photos for it, and he wasn't even in it. I always felt bad about that. So Daniel might not be the founder of Runyon Canyon Yoga. I'm happy to give him all the credit in the world. And he's an actual full-time yoga teacher. He teaches professionally full-time. I kind of left the trade as the YouTube channel took off, as I got more into DoorDash. I consider myself now more like a DoorDasher, content creator, YouTuber, but on the side is a yoga teacher and personal trainer. But I need to go back to teaching yoga. I feel like, especially since I'm doing this GoFundMe where I've asked, and again, thank you, Randy, for that real generous donation. I did get that. Since I'm asking the community for help, like when I'm healthy, I do need to go back to teaching yoga. I really like contributing to the world. You know, it's easy to make your whole life about yourself. It's just normal. So teaching like the free yoga, it made me feel really good about, people who can't afford to take a yoga class and come take my class. And we were out there, we don't treat it like a free class. We treat it like a professional class. I mean, you can leave a donation. We call it either free or donation yoga. But I can't wait to get back out there. I mean, I really, really, really miss it. And now Eddie the Courier's back. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, buddy. And Randy says, yoga extends life. Yeah, yoga is super important. I mean, the way I look at physical fitness is you need to strength train, weight train with either weights or with calisthenics. You need to do cardiovascular training, like long duration cardio, whether that should be hiking or whatever else you might do if you're a runner. But you can just hike. But you need to do yoga because your body gets tight. As you get older, the body it kind of draws itself inward and it gets tighter and tighter. So yoga just helps keep your joints, keeps your mobility, keeps your body open. And I can't wait to go back to teaching. I'm very excited about that. I'm very thankful that I can just I'm pretty sure I still have a pretty good network of yoga people that want to come out and take class. So I'm very thankful that I can just go out there and start teaching again. I can't wait to fucking do that. But yeah, I can't wait to see all my old friends. I mean, I have so many. I mean, my whole life network was made there. Now my network seems to be mostly DoorDash drivers. My friend Isaac, my friend Eddie the Courier, my friend Wilser, all these other friends that I know from doing DoorDash. It's very interesting. When you do DoorDash on two wheels, we all tend to congregate in one spot, kind of hang out with each other while we're waiting for orders. And now that I've been out of work since the middle of September, October, November, going on 2.5, 3 months, I really miss that. I'm kind of an introvert and not the most social person. So the smallest amount of socializing is just extremely satisfying for me. So just dealing with the people in the restaurants, talking with the other drivers, that is really satisfying for me. Trini G says maybe a yoga live session. It's funny that you say that. I was actually testing my microphones. Before I go back to teaching yoga at the park, I do want to do some online yoga class, like just a class that I teach online. And what I want to do is I obviously want to stream it on YouTube, but I also want to stream it on my Facebook page. So I was testing out my microphones recently, and I'm definitely going to do a whole Facebook live stream, YouTube live stream. Maybe I can even set up my Instagram live stream. But I'm going to go out there and I'm going to not go out there. I'm going to probably just do it out of my apartment but I'm definitely gonna do like a yoga live stream. So you guys who don't live around here can try it. And my yoga classes they're very simple. They're for beginners and up. Anybody can do it. A lot of people over the years often always say to me, "Oh, I can't do yoga. I'm not flexible," which is a silly thing. You do the yoga to improve your flexibility. You don't need to be flexible at all to do it. It is really for everybody. Like I said, everybody should do some sort of strength training, some sort of cardio, some sort of mobility work, usually in the form of yoga. I can't wait to get back to it. Flaming 9149, how you doing? Good to see you. I recognize your name. Good to see you, my friend. But I can't wait to go back to teaching yoga. I mean, I really need to be more well-rounded. I feel like I became a little bit imbalanced. Hey, what's up, Captain Bufo Alvarius? What's going on? He asked me if I'm smoking a lot of weed this weekend. You know, it's interesting. My relationship with the herb, it's been changing a lot as I get older. I haven't really, I'm like a lifetime smoker. I'm 55. I just turned 55. I've been smoking daily since I'm 25. And when I started smoking, the first 10 years, I only smoked at night. I never would smoke during the day. I would only smoke at the end of a work day. But then the next 15 years, probably 30 years of smoking weed, I started smoking all day, every day. Waking up and having a couple hours of not smoking and then smoking all day, every day. And I would say in the last few years, 3 to 5 years, without trying, I've really reduced the amount that I smoke. Prod Select says live yoga would probably give me motivation. Yeah, if I have an online class, you got to try it. It's you'll like it. It's easy. It's good for you. But the last few years, I still smoke every day. I mean, I very rarely don't smoke because if I don't smoke at night, I will. If I don't smoke at night, I will have my dreams will just be crazy. I generally just smoke to improve my sleep and reduce my dreams. Not really reduce my dreams, but if I kind of have a lot of sleep anxiety, I guess. So when I sleep, if I have these dreams, I often wake up sweating. So I haven't really been smoking during the day. I haven't been smoking which I really did for for many, many years. So right now I'm generally only smoking at night. Usually a couple hours before I go to bed, I take a few hits. Right before I go to bed, I take a couple hits. But to put it in terms of volume, for those of you guys who know about, eighths and quarters and half ounces, I used to always say when I was a weed dealer, if you smoke an eighth a week, that's purely medicinal. It's not bad for your health at all. Then I had customers that would smoke, let's say, a quarter ounce a week, twice as much. And I felt like you might have a problem. That's a little too much, just in my opinion. And then I would have customers that would smoke, which was good for business. They would smoke and buy a half ounce to a full ounce every 7 days. And I always thought that was abusive. I went through a phase before these past 5 years where I was smoking a half ounce a day. An incredible amount. And I was also, at one point paying retail. This is after I was a dealer. So I was spending $500 to $800 a month on my cannabis. Squid Extreme 2000 says, I'm on my PC. Dennis says, you're a late bloomer stoner, 59, been smoking since 14. Wow, that's nice. Yeah, I started smoking late. I'm really happy that I didn't smoke in my early years. There are some kind of loose studies that say that, that cannabis is bad for you before you're fully developed. And I kind of do believe that, that you shouldn't really drink heavy alcohol or do cannabis until you're early 20s. And I do recognize that a lot of people start smoking in their teens, just a normal, common thing. And I'm glad that I didn't start smoking until I was 24 years old. I feel like you're mostly developed at 24, 25 as a man. Your brain is mostly developed by the time you're 25. Prodslike says, I've been taking dabs 1/3 of a gram multiple times a day, taking a long break when my torch runs out. Yeah, I hear you, man. I went through a very long period of smoking only concentrates. It is interesting to think. There was a time, let's say 2017 to 2022 maybe, where I only did dabs. I didn't smoke any raw cannabis. I actually looked down on raw cannabis. But I'm sure you'll agree, Slack, and people who do a lot of concentrates, a lot of dabs. You do a lot of dabs. And for those who don't know, dabs means you're smoking concentrates. It can be a little confusing if you don't know the terminology. Concentrates are basically a form of hashish. which is just an extraction. There's nothing added to it, but you extract the chlorophyll, the woody matter, all the non-psychoactive stuff, and you have a form of hashish. So when people say a dab, they often mean BHO, which is short for butane honey oil, which is what most of us are smoking when we say a dab. Really, the best form of dabs, best form of hashish is rosin, not resin. A lot of these pens are called like live resin. And also, like, resin is the shitty stuff that you scrape from your bong when you're desperate. Bufo Alvarius says, dabs are hardcore, it kills your tolerances. Yeah, so that's what happened to me. I was doing dabs for years, like 5 years, and I wasn't really doing anything for me. I wasn't really getting an effect. And then one day I kind of went back to like raw cannabis, and all of a sudden I started feeling it again. And now I'm just pure raw cannabis. The problem with dabs is they can be very expensive. Dennis, you've been using cartridges. Cartridges are also very good. They're super convenient. I feel like you got to buy really good quality cartridges though. You don't want to buy like the cheap stuff. But yeah. So it's I went years doing concentrates, and now I just smoke raw flower. But I feel like I'm at a very kind of like a peaceful. You know, when I was younger, I remember even like when I was dating, like the girl that I was dating, you could tell that like, as the evening would go on, I'd be anxious to get home so I could get home and lock down and smoke weed. Like I no longer feel that. Like during the daytime, I don't really crave smoking weed. Like I'm just fine without it. You get your cartridges for a good price, Dennis. What do you buy them from a shop? Bufo says it's been proven that too much dab causes psychosis. I have a pretty good understanding of that. And the studies on cannabis and mental health, there's not really too many because it's not federally legal because of its classifications. It hasn't really been studied that well by American scientists. Israel and other countries actually have more detailed studies. But I do believe that it doesn't necessarily cause psychosis, but if you're prone to have schizophrenia, which I guess is a form of psychosis, if you're prone to it, if you're prone to having schizophrenia, this is a genetic thing. Losing a girlfriend, losing a job, something traumatic happening to you can trigger schizophrenic episodes. So I do believe that cannabis can trigger schizophrenia in people prone to it. But if you're not prone to it, you're not going to like, there's no amount that's going to cause you to have schizophrenia. Now, I don't want to use schizophrenia and psychosis interchangeably. I know they're different things. But I do believe that if you're prone to schizophrenia, then if you smoke cannabis, it can trigger it. I don't think there's any amount that can give you schizophrenia or psychosis if you're not prone to it. Now, I'm obviously not a doctor. I only loosely understand it, but I've just been around the scene for many, many, many years. And I don't know anybody who was like normally mentally healthy who then one day became, had mental health issues from it. Now, there are a lot of, I definitely know people who were like young. And when you're young, again, like I feel like it's not good to smoke when you're young, when you're not fully developed. That can cause you a lot of mental health problems for sure. Like again, I'm super blessed that I didn't start smoking until I was really 24, 25. So I'm blessed for that. But Dennis, you get your stuff from the shop. That's good. Yeah, you gotta get your cartridges from a good source. Remember when like a few years ago there were people that were like loading cartridges up with like vitamin E because it's kind of got the same color. People were smoking that and getting like super sick. I mean, that shit is demonic. You'll sell something to somebody that you know is not even like the true concentrate. But yeah, I'm not really into cartridges that much. They're good for like when you're on the road. Like as long as I'll be hanging out with somebody that smokes carts, and I'll smoke it. I'm not against it. But if I want to do concentrates, I'll do a dab, or I'll use like some sort of like a PAX device, like a handheld device to smoke. But you're making me feel like I really would like to get my hands on some good rosin. The problem with rosin is truly good rosin is expensive as fuck. You're talking about minimum $50 a gram, and truly good rosin that has really good flavor, smell, and taste could be $70 to $100 a gram. Now I know if you live in like very pro cannabis places like Oregon or certain places in Seattle, Washington, you can get rosin for cheaper, but that shit is like super expensive. Hey, what's up, Dashjiro, Makoto Warrior Gamer, otherwise known as Dashjiro. How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. So Captain Bufo says the best carts are Mario Karts. The best cart is called Flavor Aid, $50 a gram, but it's worth it. Yeah, see that? I believe it. I believe most of the cartridges that are like super expensive, like almost anything in life, you get what you pay for, right? So I feel like the carts that are expensive are usually better. And like I've tried like rosin carts. Rosin carts are fucking amazing, but they're expensive. You know, they're super expensive. Like right now, I feel like I really have a good relationship with cannabis. Like I don't smoke a lot. Yeah, good to see you, Dashjiro. I don't smoke a lot. I don't spend a lot of money on it, and I'm happy with that. And I didn't never really force myself. Whoa, thank you. Digital Raw. You're Raw, right? I've talked to you before. It says, hope all is well, following you on IG. I hope you heal soon. Missing your videos as well. Happy days to all. And as always, please ride safe. Always wear a helmet. This is Raw. You've given me a lot of donations over the years. I really appreciate it. That is an amazing $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Kyla Lutz, 6379 says, hang in there, Yogi. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know that's you, Raw. I can recognize your name. Well, thank you for the super chat. Man, that super chat money goes a long way. I'm explaining to you guys the way it works. Like I make money through my YouTube videos, through like ad revenue, it's called, but not a lot, like $200 a month. And when I'm active, I'm posting at least a dozen videos a month. So you're talking, I get like $15 a video, and these videos take me a couple hours each to make. Plus, I have to shoot them. But I like doing it. I would do it for nothing, to be honest with you. I was doing it for nothing for years. And I was making like a ton of money selling electric scooters through Voromotors, but not just me, but it feels like for whatever reason, like the affiliate sales business for most of us content creators has really fallen apart over the years. You made a lot of hash with this box. That's very cool, Dennis. Yeah, I used to make my own BHO during COVID. Actually, I used to spend the whole day making shatter. Like I had like a whole bunch of cheap weed, and I had like all the tools that you need to make your own. And I was making my own shatter for a long time. I never sold any of it. I smoked all of it. I gave away a lot of it. Actually, if you remember, during COVID, when we had group rides, I would often like go out there with like pockets full of BHO, and I would just give it away. I never sold it. That was fun. It was really fun learning how to make concentrates. Actually, really taught me a lot about like what goes into the process. Wow, we've been going 47 minutes already. But again, thank you very much, Rolf, for that $20 super chat. So I make maybe $200 a month if I post like 3 videos a week or more. And it's like the more videos I post, I don't really make more money. They pay you less per video. There's like a sweet spot, usually 2 or 3 videos a week. So when I get my Google ad revenue, that's also when I get my super chat money. So whenever you donate through super chat, I get that money with my Google ad revenue, and that's fucking makes a big difference. I've had some months where I make like 300 or maybe as much as $400 a month because you guys donations. I really appreciate it. It goes a long way. I feel good about the super chats. I feel good because I feel like you're paying me for the services that I provide. But thank you very much. Oh, Dennis, you worked medical for a couple of years, did a lot of hash pressing. That's very fucking cool. Yeah, there's a lot of different methods of making, hash, right? You can do it through the screen. You can do pressing rosin. And when you say pressing, I think you mean rosin, right? I watch a lot of videos on YouTube about like the process of making hash rosin, especially. That shit is amazing. I watch Burner. You guys know who Burner is? I guess he's a musician, but he's also one of the owners of Cookies. And he smokes like this super, super, super high-end hashish. And when I watch his videos, I'm like nothing but jealous. So, but yeah, I really haven't been smoking concentrates for a long time. I've just been smoking raw cannabis, and I love it. I feel very lucky. I was pretty open with that. Up until a few months ago, I was growing, and I grew like 8 ounces. It took me, 4 months to grow, but that shit's been lasting forever. Captain Beavis says cold water extract and pressed is the best. Yeah, that's just expensive. Cold water extract and then pressed. Yeah, we used to call ice hash. You're talking about cold water pressed. That was like one of the main methods, like bubble hash, right? That was like one of the main methods back in the day. They still do it, but it's just a lot of labor, and it's also like you don't get that much return. I think like when you make BHO, you can get like as much as 20 or 25% of the weight of the cannabis that you use will return. But when you're making rosin doesn't give you 20, 25% return. It gives you a lot less. Then it says, yeah, I used to get a lot of trimmings. It's funny because back in the day, probably even up to now. Kirk, good to see you. Kirk563 says, "Hi, Steve. Hope you're well." Thank you, Kirk. I appreciate it. I am doing pretty good. I can't complain. I'm happy to be out here talking to you guys, getting out of the loneliness of being home alone all day. But I mean, I had a good day yesterday with my friends at Thanksgiving, so I really shouldn't complain. Dennis says you can make better hash with a box. That's interesting. I'm wondering, like, what form is that? What do you mean with a box? Like with a silk screen? I wonder what you mean with a box. I'm not really familiar with that term, Dennis, and I feel like I know everything about making hash, but what do you mean by with a box? It's interesting. Well, yeah. I mean, right now I'm just a raw cannabis guy. Yeah, again, Kirk563, I hope you're good, man. Thanks for saying hello. But I definitely, I feel like I go through periods where I want to do some dabs, and I have a rig. I have like an oil rig at home. But it's so much labor, like, heating up your banger and shit like that. Oh, it's a screen box. That's what you mean, Dennis, right? It's a screen box. Look at these characters. I don't even know if they're real. Look at these guys right here. This is the Green Power Ranger and his friend. These guys are funny. You see the boulevard's looking pretty busy. Must feel good to get that thing off your head, huh? Yeah. It's warm in there, right? Making any money today? Huh? Making any money today? It's tough business, though, right? Yeah, these fuckers want a free picture all day, right? Yeah. Power Rangers will always be popular, though, right? Yeah. You bought your lunch and everything. You're smart. Yeah, my friend. Yeah, you can't buy food out here. It's too expensive, right? Yeah. I'm talking to the Green Power Ranger. He's out here hustling and working hard. I respect these guys that are out here grinding money. There's a lot of people that wear superhero costumes and take photos with the tourists. And not all the tourists recognize that you're supposed to. Oh, look at the little. He's getting a pup cup. Look at him go. He loves it. She. Oh, so sorry. He's like, it's a she. Look at her. She's a big girl. 19 months old. 19 months. She's still a puppy. Wow. Look at how tall she is. Look at that cutie. It's awesome. Her name is Nani, which is Hawaiian. Nice, nice. Beautiful. What is in the pup cup? Is it just whipped cream? Oh, okay. That's the adult pup cup right there. Yeah, a lot of people with their dogs out here on the boulevard. But yeah, so it was actually, you guys know that I lost my dogs this year. My pit bulls died. And it's okay. They were old. I appreciate it, brother. But I'm starting to get a little bored with just one dog. I do feel like I am going to get more dogs. Yeah, don't forget your stuff here, buddy. That looks good. I'll take that in a second. It took 27 years for my husband, Bobby, to get a dog. I understand. Well, and now he wants to get another one. I know, right? Yeah, my mother was the same way. Congratulations. You know, you're like in Hollywood when a man says to you, "It took my husband years to want to have a dog." It's just like, I'm so used to like homosexuality. It's so normal. I mean, my own mother is a late in life lesbian, so, and if you live in California, you don't understand gayness, there's something wrong with you. Delmar Barry, how you doing? He says, have you ever considered doing the costume thing for money? No, I've never considered it. And while I'm not like a snob, like when it comes to jobs, right? I think you guys know this. I don't look down on any job, but I might look down on that job. I mean, it's a tough hustle. I don't think I'd want to do it. I don't think there's a lot of money in it. It's just a tough hustle. It's like one level above panhandling, which I'm not against. Look, I have a GoFundMe. I'm doing a virtual panhandle. But I've never, I mean, maybe it would be a cool way to make some money, right? Because it's like low impact. You're just standing around, talking to people, taking pictures with tourists. But I never thought about doing the costume thing. But it might be an option. It might be an option, you know? The thing about most of the people out here who do the costume thing, again, no disrespect, but a lot of them seem like one level above homeless just because a lot of times their costumes are like dirty. They have holes in them. You know, I mean, I'm not above it. I'm not above doing it. I can see myself doing it. It might actually be really fun. You know what I was thinking about doing, by the way? So you guys know I play internet poker. I was thinking about making kind of like a sort of a fake video. I'll tell you guys be fake, where the title of the video is I'm homeless and I play online poker for a living. Where I come out here and I go to coffee shops and I sit down with my laptop and I play poker. And really the whole thing is bullshit. Obviously I'm not homeless, but I could play along with this thing how like I lost my job because of this injury and this upcoming surgery. But it might be like a video series that could do good. and I could tell people like, listen, I need to make enough money to get a hotel for tonight. And maybe I would even do that. Come out here, sit down in a coffee shop with my laptop. Because when I play poker, I make anywhere from nothing. The range of what I make on a given poker day is actually pretty broad. I play small stakes poker on WPT Gold. Right now, it's November 28th, September, October, November. Right, it's been 10 weeks. I've turned $1,000 into $1,600 right now. I'm doing really good, but I'm playing very small stakes. So on let's say in the last 75 days, I've had 5 losing days. I've had 20 break-even days, and then I've had probably 50 days where I make money. So I thought it'd be really cool to come out here and say, like, listen, and maybe I would even like get a hotel, sit down and play, and say, like, I need to make enough money for a hotel for tonight. I need to find a hotel that'll be dog friendly though, because I need to obviously bring my dog. But I was planning about making like a video series, like I'm homeless and I play internet poker for a living. I thought that might actually do really well. These types of videos can be very popular. Wow, we've been streaming for almost an hour already. That's very good. Now this is where the temptation to eat out becomes very strong. You guys know whenever I leave here, I often start walking away and I start going this way, which is towards McDonald's, which we're probably going to do. And I start taking the walk over there and I start thinking to myself, like, do I want McDonald's? Oh, the Daytona is on sale? How much is it on sale for, Sun Minley? I looked it up. Let me look it up again. I looked up the Hygge. It didn't look like it was on sale. I'm looking at the page right now. The Hygge doesn't look like it's on sale. Let's see here. $36.95 is the regular price. Let me just see here if I'm wrong. Yeah, it's not on sale. I mean, they have it listed as a sale price, but it's $36.95. It's, where do you see? It's funny how, like, sometimes, you know, I'm looking at my iPad. Sometimes my iPad and my computer and my phone, the Voromotors access is just different. So it's very interesting. I don't know why. Let me actually see if I'm going to add this to my cart. Let's see if it'll come up as a discount. Oh, it is on. Okay, it is on sale. It's weird how it doesn't say it in the Black Friday notes. $33.95 for the Hygge. That's a pretty fucking good deal. Dennis says, find the cheapest hotel in LA. That might actually be a really fun series, right? Find like a cheap, like, tell people, like, you know, I mean, obviously I'd be lying. It would be like, you know, I'd be acting like, hey, I'm homeless. Here we are at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to start playing internet poker, and I need to make $50 today so I can have a room for the night. Then it might actually be pretty fun to like stay in the room. The problem is like I got my dog. I don't really want to leave my dog. I could pretend to stay in the room, I guess, right? But I thought that would be a cool video series. And there is like some possibility. So right now, you know, there's this thing called Black Friday in 2011, I think. It was a long time ago since I really played internet poker, where America made online poker totally illegal. And it was really like a life changer, life ruiner for me. Because from 2003 to 2011, check out these kids on the bikes. Kids on the bikes, there they go. Suron kids. So 2003 to 2011, I made anywhere from $500 a month to $8,000 a month playing internet poker. I made a ton of money. I use Delmar Barry's asking me what poker internet site to use. I thought Party Poker was shut down. I'm gonna tell you about that. It depends where you live. If you're outside of the U.S., there's still plenty of places to play. PokerStars, GG, World Poker Tour Global. But there's 2 places you can play legally right now in America. There's actually more, because some places in America, PokerStars is still available in some states. Like I know that like New Jersey, you can play online poker. I think in Las Vegas, you can play on PokerStars. There are some states where you can play like in a state player poker pool, which is not that good. You want to play against the world. You want to have a lot of people to play against. But right now, I've been playing on Captain Beavis says, I'd be concerned about bed bugs at the shithole hotel. Yeah, bed bugs are gross. I never had them in my own place, but I've had friends that have had them. They're disgusting. So I play on WPT Gold, which is, and I'm playing the same game that I played back in the day, 2003, 2000. I'm playing sit and goes, and I'm very experienced with sit and goes. I played 40,000 sit and goes on PokerStars, and I played 25 sit and goes a day for the past 70 days. So I probably paid about 1,500 sit and goes, more. But I love sit and goes. So now I can play on WPT Global, WPT Gold, and I'm doing well. I mean, I turned $100 into about 1,600 right now. Not a lot of money for 2.5 months, but it's money that I need. I withdrew about 900 of it for myself. I have about 700 in my account, playing $5 sit and goes. And I'm starting to play the $20 sit and goes. And the games are unbelievable. The players are so bad. It's like not even, I can't even, I'm going to start packing up, guys. It's almost time to go. Squid Extreme has asked me, what are my thoughts on the Tevron Fighter Supreme Ultra? I like mine a lot. Captain Bevo says you can get a VPN and play any site worldwide. That's sort of true, but the difficulty with that is getting paid. Right now they have these like KYC policies. I think it's called Know Your Customer policies. So it's not as easy as just using a VPN, because if you have a VPN that says like you're in another country, you also need to have ID and a bank account connected to that state or that country so you can get paid. But right now I'm very, very happy to be playing on WPT Gold. The games are fucking unbelievable. The players are terrible. I mean, you get a lot of bad beats in these games. That's just totally normal. Take it easy, Randy. I'm glad you're listening. That's awesome. Lambo's Lounge makes a good point. Love Online Poker. Global came in third out of 45 and a $5 buy-in. That's very good. Shooting fish in a barrel. Global Poker is another place where American players can play. But there's actually, like, it's a little more detailed than that, because Global Poker and formerly WPT Gold, it used to be a sweepstakes style of poker, but a lot of American states, U.S. states are cracking down. California just recently banned a sweepstakes style poker, so WPT Gold changed the formula. Like, well, we're not a sweepstakes style poker, we're a training center now. It's weird how they do it. All I know is that I'm fully back playing online poker. I'm not playing like I used to, because I used to play like on a full big monitor, and I used to play 16 games at a time. Now I only play like 4 tables at once. But I'm doing good. I'm making pretty good money. The players are bad. I haven't forgotten how to play. If anything, I'm better now than I ever was, because I watch so much poker content. That's how I've been spending like most of my days, watching like crazy amount of poker content. But there's also another site which is impervious to like U.S. regulations. It's called Coin Poker. Coin Poker uses cryptocurrency. This is really one of the only real, other than like buying shit illegally online, crypto doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't really have any real life use. But Coin Poker, you can play on fucking Coin Poker now using Tether, which is like a form of cryptocurrency tied to the U.S. dollar. And they're not going to be able to shut that down. I have a Coin Poker account. I was thinking about putting some money in there just in case. I have a feeling that WPT Gold might not be around forever. I hope it is. Coin Poker doesn't have sit and goes, which is what sucks. All right, guys, it's time to get out of here. I think I'm going to walk somewhere and get something to eat. I know I fucking shouldn't, but all right, so I'm going to walk and talk on the way out of here. Make sure I got my glasses on. Captain Beavis says, take some action on in Vegas. Yeah, the games are very good. Poker is almost having a rebirth right now because of YouTube and all the content creators. But yeah, no, I'm very happy to be back playing poker. Psychologically, during this time where I'm not working, I don't know what the fuck I would be doing if I wasn't able to play poker. I'm super, super blessed. So, look at this. This is the Wahlburgers, which I would never fucking eat at. It's disgusting. Maybe I'll treat myself and go to Fat Burger. The only problem with Fat Burger, man, it's like fucking $22 for me to get what I want. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to walk towards McDonald's and we're going to change our mind. We're going to walk towards McDonald's, get to the corner, and then I can flip over to the other side of the street. I really don't want to get McDonald's. It's just always very tempting. And plus, it's one of the few places where I can get a meal for like $7 or $8 if you use the app. Trini G says, do a Vegas week and make a few and go back home. That used to be my life, Trini. When I moved out here, and I'm talking about 97 when I moved out here, I lived in LA, and I used to drive to Vegas, and I would spend like 3 to 10 days there. And if I lost money or broke even on any given day, I would sleep in my car. If I won money, if I made money, I would get a room somewhere. I mean, I have crazy like stories from my mid-20s. This was like 94, I think, when I moved out here actually to play poker for a living. And I used to go to Vegas, make money, and come home. I eventually went broke doing that. I mean, playing live poker is very, very, very hard. It's a very difficult way to make a living. Online poker is so much better because you get through the variance a lot quicker. Am I going to end up going to McDonald's? Am I seriously going to fucking do this? I'm starting to get hungry. That's my problem. And they have all these deals. You can get like 20 nuggets, fries and a soda for like $7 or $8. The problem is nuggets aren't even fucking food, right? People often talk about like vegans and vegetarians say, "Oh, McDonald's is bad for you because of the meat." 70 or 80% of the calories from most McDonald's meal comes from the cheap carbs, the French fries, the bread, the sauces, all that shit, the added sugar. But man, we're walking towards. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll get. No, I don't want to get some. There's a pizza place behind me that I've been going to that's been like semi okay. There's a shawarma place here, but it's super expensive. Oh, Hard Eight's a really good movie. I like the movie Hard Eight. It's a lesser known movie, Captain Bufo, but yeah, if anything related to gambling, I've seen it. Like I've seen every fucking movie related to gambling. I have an interesting story. I have a lot of friends in the movie business. Before the movie Rounders came out, my neighbor had a copy of the script, and he said, "Steve, I know you're into poker. This movie is going to change your life because they're casting Matt Damon in it, right?" And that's who is in Rounders, right? Matt Damon, right? Of course. And so, wait, am I thinking about? Yeah, Ben Affleck wasn't in Rounders as well, right? No, he was in. That's the Good Will Hunting. But anyhow, I got to read the script for Rounders before it came out. Yeah, Lambo's not Taco. Oh, should I go to Taco Bell? Dennis, should I go to Taco Bell? Maybe I'll go to Taco Bell. That Taco Bell it's even less satisfying than McDonald's. There's like hardly any meat there. I don't know. It feels like we're gonna get some nuggets. I feel like we're gonna get nuggets. I really shouldn't do this, but I think I'm going to. It's crazy, actually. I usually get 2 meals out of this. They give you 20 nuggets and 2 fries for like $8, and I usually eat half of it and bring the other half home and eat it like the next day, which is that's a good deal. Shit, I think we're gonna do it, guys. I think I'm gonna go to McDonald's. I'll have to sign off from the stream though because I need to use my phone to order it. You don't want to watch me eat anyhow; it's gross. But yeah, I'm just very happy that I'm playing poker again. What I've actually been thinking about doing recently is starting a home poker game. Not really for me to play, but for me to deal and to charge and to make money. Because I feel like during this period of isolation, I'm realizing like I need to develop more community. Like I missed when I was doing DoorDash. Jesus Christ, it's loud. When I was doing DoorDash, it felt like I didn't realize I had a community of people there. It's like loose, but a real community. Did I see the Good Fortune movie about Dashers? No. What is that? Is that the name of the movie? Let me screen capture this really quick so I can look it up later. I'm gonna look at a Good Fortune movie about Dashers. That sounds good. Oh, you guys know where we are. Check it out. Here we go. We're doing it. All right, is the food fresh today? It's not fresh. Wait online here like a sucker. But what is that Good Fortune movie about? I didn't know there was a movie about Dashers. That sounds actually really fucking interesting. I'm gonna look that up. Who told me about that? Delmar Barry? Good Fortune movie about Dashers. Is that the name of the movie? Is the name of the movie Good Fortune? That sounds pretty good. This is a pretty good site right here, man. I'm looking old as fuck. Well, alrighty, guys. That was a very fun stream. Appreciate again you guys hanging out with me. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for the attention. And I hope everybody's having a good Thanksgiving. I hope you're having a good holiday. So Good Fortune Dashers. I got to look that up. Captain Beef says, you seen Wilser this week? He almost hit the monthly goal at 10K. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of I've been watching a tremendous amount of Wilser recently. Like I listen to Wilser while I play poker. Good Fortune. Okay, I'm gonna look that shit up, Delmar. Thank you. Yeah, I've been watching. I basically just listen to podcasts and to Wilser while I play poker. So, and Wilser, it's super motivating. It makes me think to myself, like, man, going through this period where like I'm doing a fucking stupid GoFundMe, which is I feel like I'm a little ashamed of myself doing that. It's no different than sitting on the street and fucking panhandling, right? Although my friends last night at Thanksgiving were saying, look, it's no big deal. Sometimes people need help. I mean, I got a great friend network. But anyhow, Wilser is showing how, like, man, you go out there and work, like, you can make crazy money. He's going to pull off $10,000. I mean, he's working hard. You got to work 12-hour days to make that kind of money. but I can make $5,000 a month doing DoorDash. I was really only making like $2,000 a month doing DoorDash. I always said if I can make $2,000 a month doing DoorDash, that just pays my rent, and that's all I need. Dude, I had a 10K rack under receipt. That's funny. All right, guys, that's it. I got to sign off. I got to order this food. I'll see you on Sunday. We'll be back in a couple days, almost definitely. Appreciate your support, my friends. See you all next time.